The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. For check it. Green select glucometer. For check it. Put sugar level for check it. For check it.
Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Exquisite fragrances at Ghana's #1 perfume hub. Visit us at Rack Luxury Perfume, located in Santa Maria, Asiama Junction, or find us in New Akimota, opposite Christ Redeemed Glory Church. Just a 3-minute walk from Akimota Melcombe, your journey to finding the perfect scent begins here. Whether you're shopping for yourself or looking for the perfect gift, we offer an extensive collection for both wholesale and retail. Proudly, we are the exclusive sole distributor for the luxurious Gloria perfume. Follow us on social media for the latest updates and exclusive deals. Find us on Instagram at rack_perfumes and on Snapchat and TikTok at rack_perfumes. Connect with us on Facebook at Rack Luxury Perfumes and be the first to know about new arrivals. Reach out to us at +233 59 461 6199 or WhatsApp at 059 861 2592. Rack Luxury Perfumes. Smell unique, smell classy.
We are surely ready to give you the midweek edition of Showbiz Daily right here on Sammy Flex TV. My name is Sammy Flex. Team is seated, and you know, when we sit like this, we give you all the issues that you have to know. We go deep. We just go deep into it so that you guys would also be informed, you'd be educated, and you'll be entertained based on the information we have for you. So join us on this journey and let's run hard. My name is Sammy Flex. Subscribe to us and let's do some more. Drop your comments as well and know that I'm not here alone, doing it with a full team. Roland Amate, who is in the middle. Birthday boy, I hear the party is this weekend. Dole. Here the bear party. And of course, Team Dude Solomon is at the extreme end, our online manager here at Sammy Flex TV. And we invite you to also be a part of this conversation. I know definitely it is something that you would love. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome and enjoy this space. Did I talk to Nana Regan's wife this morning? Yes, I think it was this morning. And she's really excited. She's grateful for the birthday wishes you guys shared with her. So Nana Ikuya, once again, big ups to you. I've transferred your information, your message to them. I hear her whole family, they all watched and they were all excited.
Wow.
Yeah. Omania Japan. Now, there is something I want us to start with. A conversation we started wanting to have from yesterday, but we could not finish with it because the information in there was scanty. But I still want us to do our projections into it, be it the truth or the lies. We still want to do our foresight or projections into it. A page called Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure, as in earn from the things that you do as hobby. They have shared that information online, and the information, because they are a credible institutional organization, we are getting disturbed with what really it is, the truth and the lies in there. And that's called for a conversation. So on the screen, I hear that is their CEO. And the CEO is saying Afrobeats made 100 million in 2023, but only 2%. So 2% are 7. So only 2% of that revenue reached Nigeria. We still can't fathom what they were trying to say. And we want to have our own projections and discussions into this particular video. And that is what will be our first story. Now, this is what it means. It means that After making all money in the name of Afrobeats, the real makers, the real creators of Afrobeats, they got 2%. And it still doesn't make sense to us. It still doesn't make sense to us. It's not as if the money he is mentioning to is more money. Good money like this, and you are telling the makers that this is what they are making. It doesn't sit well with us. Let's get into the story. A video here just to confirm what we are saying, and we will do an analysis on this. I know my Nigerian brothers will be here. Some would even fight without they understand this topic. Some would also make cogent and insightful remarks, and others will just come and fool. In all, we understand them. It is part of the game. Let's watch this. I'll be right back.
In Nigeria in particular, we've been working really closely with the government, mostly to incentivize the artists to use the platform in Nigeria. In Nigeria in particular, we've been working really closely with the government, mostly to incentivize the artists to use the platform in Nigeria. But what we found is that Afrobeats made $100 million in 2023 globally. For the music industry, only 2% of that revenue ended up in Nigeria, right? And it's the same thing that we've seen with reggaeton in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Mexican regional music in Mexico and so on. It's any country that has a massive cultural export, the money very rarely ends up in those countries. And we have a system where we can pay artists right now in 135 countries in their native currency without them ever having to get paid in the United States. So we do the conversion for them on platform, and they're paid in their country, allowing them to keep their money in their country. For context, most artists, global artists, are getting paid in the US or the UK, since most distribution companies are based there. And they get paid in the US, they get taxed 30 to 40%, and then they send it home and they get taxed 15 to 30%, which shouldn't happen.
For the avoidance of doubt, because the video was also transcribed, Richie, can you give us a second play of the video? Maybe this time we are not going to listen. We are going to read. Listening and reading, they come with different understanding. So we're going to read what was transcribed. Let's see if we will get closer to the meaning the gentleman is still trying to put out, because some of us are confused. What does he mean by 2%? When he's saying government involvement and blah blah blah, yeah, I'm confused. Richie, let's watch the video for the second time.
In Nigeria in particular, we've been working really closely with the government, mostly to incentivize the artists. In Nigeria in particular, we've been working really closely with the government, mostly to incentivize the artists to use the platform in Nigeria. But what we found is that Afrobeats made $100 million in 2023 globally. For the music industry, only 2% of that revenue ended up in Nigeria, right? And it's the same thing that we've seen with reggaeton in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Mexican regional music in Mexico and so on. It's any country that has a massive cultural export, the money very rarely ends up in those countries. And we have a system where we can pay artists right now in 135 countries in their native currency without them ever having to get paid in the United States. So we do the conversion for them on platform, and they're paid in their country, allowing them to keep their money in their country. For context, most artists, global artists, are getting paid in the US or the UK, since most distribution companies are based there. And they get paid in the US, they get taxed 30 to 40%, and then they send it home and they get taxed 15 to 30%, which shouldn't happen.
Well, once again, we've listened to the gentleman, and we are still trying to wrap our head around what he's saying. Chemo seems to have an idea. Yeah. Chemo, yes, what are you understanding from this?
Yeah, I think people are misinterpreting or really not following exactly what the guy is trying to say. First of all, the guy, I don't know what exactly they do, but based on what he's saying, they have a platform that
they distribute music.
They distribute and collect music on behalf of
artists, creatives.
So
yeah,
they are more like a publishing and distribution kind of company. Okay, that's one. When he says only 2% of the revenue ends up in Nigeria, if you calculate 2% of the 100 million, you get about $2 million. And I can bet you, even only Davido, Burna Boy or Wizkid will make more than $2 million. So it can't be true the way people understand it. But what it is when there are some musicians who get paid in their home country, like there are musicians, when they earn the money, they will tell the distributor or the publisher that send the money to my account in my country. And he's saying that only 2% get their money in Nigeria, like from the distributor to the artist. Only 2% of the money get to Nigeria.
Get it in Nigeria.
What it means is that most of them get paid in a foreign country.
Okay.
Like Burna Boy, for instance, may say, okay, I have an account in US, pay to my US account. So that money will not come to Nigeria. It will go to Burna Boy, all right, maybe $50 million.
His record label will be paid. Yeah.
Yes.
The payment goes to his record label.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Burna Boy will get his money in US, not in Nigeria. Then after that, he may decide that, okay, I still want to take some to my home country. That's why he was saying that they get the money in, let's say, US, get taxed before they will send it back to Nigeria, and then Nigeria government may also tax them. And they have developed a system that they can pay you directly to the your account in Nigeria, in your country, so that it will not go to America or UK or wherever before you send it back to Nigeria. So that is the
conversation.
That's what they are selling to the artists. Like, you are losing money if I pay you in UK or I pay you in US before we transfer the money to Nigeria. Only few get their money direct in Nigeria, and those people are the 2% that he's talking about, which is about $2 million. So he's not saying that the Afrobeat genre that we have a lot of people doing, the money that they are making is not like they only make 2%. No, he's saying that the payment don't go to Nigeria direct. It doesn't reach them direct. It goes to other countries before they may transfer it to Nigeria. Some of them may not even transfer it to Nigeria. So the guy is saying that no, if I pay you, if I send the money to you in UK, they will tax. They will tax it before you send it to Nigeria. So let me help you and pay you direct. That's why they were working with the government, trying to get a deal so that it will not go through a lot of processes before you get your money. And it will be convenient for you. So the guy is trying to sell his product,
his service.
Yes, and he's telling you that if 100 million, instead of all the 100 million going to Nigeria for it to help the Nigerian economy, it is going to a foreign country before they will send it to Nigeria. So the meaning is nowhere close to what some people are propagating.
I understand it.
Yes, especially I saw Olile Salvador saying something in that direction, and I was like, come on, are you really?
You missed the point.
Yes, because if you calculate 2% of 100 million, it's about $2 million. And you are telling me that Burna Boy, Wizkid, or Rema will not get more than $2 million in a year.
That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So that should tell you that no, then I'm missing something. So if you probe further, then you will get him, because he was saying that it doesn't reach the destination. That was his main thing. You have to export. He used certain words.
Yes. Is that music exported?
Yes.
As a culture exported from their countries, those people don't benefit from there.
Exactly. So he's trying to say that when you have a music, you push it to other country, you get paid there instead of them paying you in your own country, so that your country will also benefit. It is not happening, and we are in to solve that problem. That's why we are talking to the government, so that they will make it easier, because when you are setting certain amount of money, the government may have issues with you. I remember my friend getting even I think it was 10,000 pounds or something like that, and they held the money that it may be fraud. So imagine sending $5 million, $2 million to Davido's account in Nigeria. It may take forever.
To be flagged, yeah.
Yes, for you to get that money. So that's why they are talking to the government that this is not illegitimate money or this is not a fraud money.
Your people are really
earning money, and make it easier for them to bring the money to your economy so that you also benefit. So the guy is just trying to sell their product and encouraging the musicians to pass through them so that the money will end up in their home country for them to benefit. That is what it is. It doesn't mean that
like the whole amount they are making is just 2% of 100 million.
Yes, because 2% is only $2 million.
Yeah,
and I can bet you the biggest artist or the A-list artist in Nigeria will be earning more than that.
More than that.
So it will not make sense for you to conclude in that way. So yeah, I think people should get it right. It doesn't mean that only $2 million came to Afrobeat artists in Nigeria. No, that's not the meaning. The meaning is that the money goes elsewhere before it may come back to Nigeria. So like you said, if the record label is in US, the money will go to US.
Then first.
Yes, then they will share it in
and give the portion to the artist.
Yes, exactly. After tax and everything, and then you will import the money back to your home country
and come and pay another tax again
and all that. So these guys are trying to sell a product that we want to cut all those losses, and I think it will benefit your country and it will benefit you as well.
Well, I think this is not a bad understanding. If it is what it is not a bad understanding at all, because many are alarmed that hey, with all this money and the creators, the makers, they are getting the small. What is happening? Ru, do you also get it?
So let me add this: if you get the part that he was mentioning other countries, the same thing goes on there. So he was mentioning Mexico, the South Americans and all this. The same thing happened there because the record labels are not in that place, and even some of the artists, their accounts are not based in that place.
Okay.
I mean, in Ghana here, some people are having YouTube channels.
Yeah.
But their location is not in Ghana. Yes, and some of them get paid in their located countries. And if for those people, yes, obviously the money will go there before it comes.
It comes here.
So they will lose along the line in terms of taxes and other charges. Yeah.
Okay, let me move on to Roland Amate. Let me get his understanding on this as well. So, saying?
Well, yesterday when I also saw the headline, in fact, I was also alarmed. I was like, okay, if the biggest exporter of Afrobeat is earning 2%, just like the headline is saying, 2% of the entire revenue, then what happens to the other supporting countries or the other countries? Exactly, that are also supporting the push of Afrobeat. Then they zero crowd. Because
we will not count them.
0.00000 something that those countries are getting. But I decided to listen to what the guy was saying carefully, and I believe what he was just trying to say has to do with how countries who create things to export should also create avenues to receive revenues into their economy directly.
Okay.
That is the basic impulse of what he's saying. Because he's also talking about the fact that, okay, if Americans create hip-hop and the revenue comes, because most of their labels and music collection societies are based in US, the first place the revenue goes is their home country.
The same country, yeah. The money doesn't go out.
Exactly. But unfortunately for us in Africa, it is either most of our acts are signed to foreign labels or they are applying their trade outside, of which their roots is not in the country.
Okay.
So even if the artists are going to be paid, most of them are paid outside. And even if there will be a ripple effect of that particular payment, it is just a small amount,
fraction,
that will come back into the economy. No wonder we have huge African artists, yet our creative economy still suffers.
Okay.
Yes.
After the plenty.
Look at how many artists Nigerians are parading on the international market. Yet look at their creative economy. It is still the same. Yes, individually in their own way, especially locally, they are trying to elevate it. They are doing things to make sure they push it to another level. But if you should compare it to the kind of revenue that they are generating in total, the economy is not supposed to be like this. Okay. The economy is not supposed to be like this. You see, for this part of the country, we are unfortunately fortunate.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
Yes, in the sense that we have just few artists that are suffering that kind of situation in terms of their money actually being stationed elsewhere before they come to this particular economy. Most of the top acts that we have are actually receiving their money here and direct. First before it goes to any other place. So if Shatawale will spend his money in the US, he's receiving it here in Ghana before he would even spend it in the US. If Sarkodie will spend his money in the UK, he's receiving it here in Ghana, until he goes to spend it elsewhere. But the likes of Black Sherif, maybe now Kwame Eugene and the Kiddie and the likes are all indirectly getting their money stationed elsewhere
from the West.
Yes, and the little that they get is what they bring here.
So one is not even certain. Some of them may not even be
exactly. But let's strike the average and say maybe all things being equal, when you definitely bring it home. If we are to go by that conversation, then it is just little all these guys are bringing home. And if it is little they bring home, then the creative economy will definitely grow at this rate.
Okay.
It is this rate that it is definitely going to grow. Because I am just imagining, okay, Burna Boy annually, let's say, gets about $5 million. The video gets about, let's say, $5 million. Wizkid gets $5 million. The likes of Ashakimi before 3, 2, 1 and the likes. All these guys, the first place the money hits is the Nigerian economy. Just imagine how the effect would be to that particular economy before it is distributed outside. So the long and short is that maybe he's advertising his company as the solution. So when
the problem,
so they will be able to pay your first money will hit your economy first before it bounces to any other economy. Maybe that is what they are creating. But me, the lesson I would want to pick from his statement is not just about advertising his company, but also for us to also be aware that as much as we are creating things to export, we should also create avenues alongside. Even if they are publishing companies, they are distribution companies, we should create it alongside the culture that we want to export. Because when the revenue comes, another people becomes the bank or the purses of that particular culture, our economy will still suffer, regardless of how energetic we push.
And robust.
Yes.
That's what they say.
We push the thing. The energy we push in there will not match the returns that we will get even in our economy. And that is the impulse of what I'm getting. Aside him advertising his company as the solution, the bigger picture has to do with you are creating a culture. You want to export a culture. Make sure you create a line, a pass for it. Make sure you create an avenue for it so that when the revenue starts to come, it doesn't enrich other people's economy before it comes to yours.
And you'll be impoverished.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I think this has been well situated. It gives us enough grounds for us to welcome the main conversation should it come some other time. And I want to say especially thanks to Intim Dode, Solomon Chemo and Roland Amate for giving us a better understanding, because the 2% there, they bust our mind, like they bust our mind. But I think if the understanding is what has been shared by Chemo and Roland, then it means we are good. They still would have to come and do some 1 or 2, but we are safe. But there was a point that I'm always scared of, and that point was made in the guy's submission, where he said most of the people who are exporting their culture, they are not earning much. That point, it's something that we need to look at.
Especially people in Africa.
That point is something that we need to look at.
Especially in Africa.
Everything that we have said here, it is true. It is not the money the way it comes, but the fact that we are exporting alone means that we are losing something elsewhere.
Yeah.
Today, I was part of some conversation, and the people said, "Oh, they can give some money." I said, "Okay. After you give me this money, when again am I going to get something from this my bottle?" He said, "Oh, like about 4 or 5 years." I said, "Look at this." About 4 or 5 years
Later.
Yes.
They will exploit it, or they will do whatever it takes to get something out of
Yes.
it. But after them getting whatever that they need to get, 5 years later,
Before
they
you-
will come and renegotiate for you to get something after.
Hey, when I heard it, I said, what are people saying? I have my product. I use my own money to create a product.
Yeah.
You say you want to do something with me because that you are giving me something. Now I tell you something. I'm asking, when am I going to get money from the main thing? No, they had to bear 4 or 5 years. Meanwhile, you are also going to manipulate the behind the scenes.
Yes.
Because when it comes, even if you say you spend 10, so you want to make your 10 before we even go into what is there. You are seeing it. You share what you see to me. What if what you are sharing to me is not a reality? And nobody does business to lose.
Yes.
If they are going to give you that money, indeed, they are also going to make sure
Obviously.
they will exploit you.
Of
Yeah,
course,
for sure.
that front one,
So that statement that those who are exporting their culture, they need to be careful. No?
and even it transcends
I hate me,
it transcends even into other sectors as well. Let me give a typical example of some of these kente and African fabrics that we create. We will create those designs here, but let's look at the huge exportation of that particular culture as maybe that cloth design. Most of these, the large quantities are rather created elsewhere in other economies where we even have to go and import some in our country. But meanwhile, the original design of that particular culture was created here.
It's the same with with us exporting raw commodities like
cocoa.
Yes, it's
And gold.
Yes. So we give it to them raw. They
Exploit
put value on it, and then
They will bring it back to you.
and sell it to us. So
A double or triple the
obviously
price.
they will make more than that, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, blame.
So it even transcends into other sectors as well, not
They
only
say-
entertainment or music.
Yeah, ble. No, Benyeska, Montombo. We will surely make money one day, and you do what?
Yeah.
And I'm betting, piga. Well, I would also want us to enter into another conversation, which is a little related though, because I'm thinking about modern ways of doing things. Kwame Dazi is a journalist. He works with Joy FM or Joy. Okay, what's their company name? Multimedia. Yes, that's what I want to mention. He works with Multimedia and he hosts his program on Joy FM 99.7. In an interview with Kobna, who is also a high life artist, they were talking about as a creative learning or knowing how to play an instrument going to be an aid to your career in terms of composition and in terms of being able to deliver some good songs. When Kobna came in and said, yes, it is true, you need it, and that it will help you to get your creatives right in terms of your writing, it will help you to get it right. Then I said to myself, in today's modernity, technology, where today Roland can go to some AI to create a beat for him, Roland can sit here and talk about a theme. But you did it.
Yeah.
Roland wanted a song for his channel. He said he wants Afrobeat. He just ordered AI to create an Afrobeat for him. And if Roland wanted to sing that song, he would just take the lyrics, go to the studio and sing there, and that is cool. So I asked myself, the long time when you have to be able to do those things and today's modernity. San komono. Yeah, me saying because if you are not careful, modernity and those things will beat you. You hold on to something, and you make it tell me on side, you know, but still no ukrom.
No.
On side, no ukrom. In fact, this is not to put out any secret information. Today, Shatawale in his studio does everything. Mixes and masters, not because he's gone to school to learn it, because he's been able to pay something to make it happen for him. Yes, the tools.
With technology.
And you Omega say, okay, it's the one co studio. What do you mean, na? Oh, can they like what are you saying? Some meaning say when we start it'll knock heads.
This table you are shaking.
No, it'll knock heads because I was listening to ish. Hey, into me I'm way into ish like today. Well, let's watch a portion of the interview, and when I come back, we share ideas.
Your ability to play a musical instrument, how relevant is that in musical? Your ability to play a musical instrument, how relevant is that in music composition?
It's very, very, very important to have an idea of the musical instrument, to be a composer of music. It's very, very important because almost everything you're singing are notes or they are musical chords that you need to interpret to somebody who's supposed to produce the music for you. So for a composer, if you don't understand what you are actually creating and know how to interpret it a little bit on on a musical instrument, I don't see how you can be able to help a producer come to I think it's a producer, you can understand what I'm saying. If an artist walks into your studio and don't really understand the composition of what he has done, it makes it difficult for a producer to also be able to interpret it. So it's very important for a composer, especially we're talking about high life, especially a high life artist, to have an idea of the musical instruments. It's very, very important.
Well, because of my earlier examples, let me start this with Roland, because Roland doesn't play an instrument.
He doesn't even understand the music.
In fact, the only instrumental he can play is with his waist. Now he can do rhythmic ones. Aha! He can either do fast or slow. That instrument there, he really knows how to play. Well, how do you understand this?
This one, it's very dicey, you know. But I would just want to perhaps interpret this particular statement in a different way, like a more comprehensive way that maybe the ordinary person would understand. Like we'll have a different understanding of what they are saying and not take it wholesomely or literally like as it is coming. This is how I would want to interpret it. You see, technology has come to help build us into better people, to help us in whatever we are doing. So if manually we were doing A, technology has come to help us to make B easier. And that's what I would just want to pick from this particular statement. So now, you don't need to be a through and through musician. That is the real fact. You don't need to be a true learn music note. Okay, this sign means this sign means that in order to create music. No. But if you have that background, it is a plus for you.
And let me even add this. That plus does not also mean you succeed.
Exactly. So
that plus adds nothing to you, like it is just for your own good.
I'm coming there. Because you see, if you have that background, in fact, it helps you to do it and do it better because you have a certain advantage than whoever like me that I don't know any music notes. You have a little advantage over me into the in-depth understanding of what you are creating. To somebody like me, this is what I want. I attack the thing as a consumer and not a through and through creator. So this is what I want. Through my technological tools that I have, I say, okay, create this for me, create that for me. And so far as I hear what I want to hear, I'm done. but you with that particular background has the leverage of going inside, separating all the elements and having an in-depth understanding of it. So,
but now, even now, this you see this explanation, you can still get something that will give you everything.
Exactly, you can. That's why I am saying it is not by force. The long and short is that in 2024, it is not by force unless you are lazy with technology. That's it. Or you don't understand, or you have no knowledge about the tools available with technology currently. Unless you don't, that is when your lifeline as a musician or your life as a musician depends on this particular statement. But if you have in-depth knowledge and understanding of technology and music currently and the tools available, you will see this as, you will hear this and you go like, okay, Yapon. There are so many musicians that are buying softwares, that are buying technological instruments, that are buying stuff, and they won't go again to go and call somebody and come and say, come and play Amponsa for me. Or they wouldn't have to carry their music and go into a different studio to go and say mix and master for me. Because at the end of the day, those mixing and mastering, they have a certain software produced by technology that can do it, and they will still get the results that you are also looking for. Simple. So the thing is that if you don't want to, this is the manual way of succeeding.
Okay.
There is an automatic way created currently. So you can either go the automatic way or you can go the manual way. It is as simple as that. This is the manual way. You have the background of learning music notes, learning musical instruments, and all of that as a plus. Of which, if you don't know how to use technology to do your things now, you would have to depend on this manual way of doing things by saying, wo bebo drum mami, wo bebo lead mami, wo bebo bass mami, wo bebo way mami, wo bebo back mami. But if you are so much abreast with technology and its tools available, you can sing and you wouldn't need to call anybody to even come and do your backing.
Yeah.
You can create your backings yourself. You can create a whole choir in a song and it will be you, pet.
Yeah, that's true.
That is it. So there's the manual way and there is the automatic way. The automatic way is the technology and its tools available today. So if you are abreast with technology currently in 2024, you will hear this and you go like, okay, that's it. Like, you go and you give it thumbs up. Yeah, it's cool. And you will see this as a manual way of doing things. But if you don't want to learn the current way, or if you don't want to get abreast with the current way of doing things, maybe it is per your belief. Maybe it is per your understanding from a certain era. Because there are so many people that do not want to mess with this era because they will tell you, oh, this Gen Z, this technology age there, they do things haphazardly, they do things anyhow, they don't respect. And so because of certain insult that people are having on social media, others from a certain generation don't even want to be on social media.
Yeah.
Whether it has huge benefit or not, they don't, and it is their belief. It is the same way certain musicians who are coming from a certain era, of which their training was learn a musical instrument before you can become a musician. They wouldn't also want to get themselves abreast with new technological tools currently of doing music. So they would also want to apply the manual way. But if indeed you are in 2024 and you know how to play musical instruments, it is a plus to the huge exposure that we have currently in terms of what technology is bringing. So that is my understanding. I would want to treat this as, okay, he is talking about the manual way of doing stuff. But if you want to be lazy with technology currently, then this is your way.
Okay.
Unless you want to learn technology, be only one way, and that is this one.
And that be my way. Well, Chamo would also come through.
Interesting one. Say, what the guys know
Are they catfish?
Yeah.
Catfish, catfish from the other gas here.
For a very long time, you try say a cylinder like we are trying to set up something that she will use to cook. At the time that she can cook, this time they were here week in the crowd on the minutes. One peg gas in it because all the gas in the one cool pot.
Fata.
So a mentality be based on the why
upbringing,
to this point. No, can't gas at some grand.
I'm person
no.
Or better, I say, Baba Shinifim.
Only gas in the Ibia
Tracker.
And yes, I think some musicians, old ones and even some new ones, are the kind of training that they pass through to where they are now. They have the same mentality. I'm not surprised that the word that they used was my issue. Like it's very important. I'm saying no, it's useful. Use that word. Say it is useful to know an instrument.
I think I love that. Yes, it is useful.
Yes, like when they say it's very important. I'm saying nah, this one day. So you know the analogy that came to my head was so if you can drive a car and you don't know anything about the car, it won't go. And we have many people like that.
Yes. No, in fact, everybody who buys a car for the first time, you know nothing about the car.
Yeah.
Everybody who buys car for the first time, you know nothing about it. Let me talk. No meaning bullshit. The minds of my soccer. I started. In fact, me ignition and come back.
So if you know something about car, it's useful to you. When there's a problem, you go like and they base with you, But if you don't know anything about it, then you go like, yeah, the mechanic say, and you have to call mechanic. You have that kind of stuff. But it's a in the same vein, if you're a musician and you don't know anything about musical instrument or note or whatever, but you can sing and you are very creative and you go out to create your song, it's still a song. When people listen, they won't know whether you are you can play an instrument or you know the musical note or not. No, nobody cares about that at that point. All that they want is your song and they are enjoying it. So for me, it's useful to learn a musical instrument or know the musical notes so that you can interpret it and harness whatever you want to harness in your composition. It's useful. But don't make it look like that is the ultimate. If you can't do that, it's like you can't do music or you can't be a good musician. No. That one emphasis is too wide. Like another thing that we can say is that we have musical instructors or lecturers in Legon and other places. But minti omo hit song. Minti obi a hit song. They interpret the song that others are doing.
Yes.
In fact, they can they can even put it in a note form or in a form that others can read.
Yes, review it. Yeah.
Without them even knowing the language that the song was in. So we have people who academically can do that thing, and it's a plus if you are a musician and you can do that thing. It's just useful, but it's not that important in 2024 when you can, as you said, get
tools,
like tools to get it in any form that even sometimes the manuals can do.
No, and even the speed, the pace.
Yeah.
The pace at which you can finish some jobs using the tools. No manual person can
do it. So for them to put emphasis on it, that was my issue. Like when I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, it's useful, but you are putting so much emphasis on it as if you don't know those things, you can't be a good musician. But it's not like that. In fact, we have so many examples to give. So for me, yes, I think it is based on the training and where they are coming from. Because for somebody in 2024 who started music with this tools, the new technology doing stuff. In fact, they will also laugh at you when you talk about learning musical instrument and other stuff. The same thing will happen. At some point, something will come that those who are using the tools now will also laugh at, like they will say, hey, why are you doing that? This is the way to do it. It will happen. It's about,
it's a process. Yeah,
it's a process, and how development comes. Sometimes people will resist at any point in time. In fact, people fought why they are recording music in the first place.
Yeah,
to put it on a record for somebody to listen to it.
I remember the story.
Yeah, those there at the time were saying that no,
we
want to
it
get
live.
our job from us because we have to do live. If you record it, you don't need us again. So it has taken so many evolution for us to get here. I'm not surprised some people will talk the way that they are pushing their agenda, but let's allow them to go the way they want to. But it's not that important. It's useful.
And I know this time, if you try to debate this publicly with them, you tell, hey, you are part of the problem of the industry.
We are
the problem in the industry.
I disagree with them. I think it's useful at this point, but it's not that important in 2024.
Well, those who have ears, listen. Nobody's condemning it, but that is not the mark of who can be a musician. If not so, I can go from come hit that. But no need a Juman Husika. And then when you Husika, now you a dang. Now the dang.
Oh, your sense.
No man go for being head, no much at all in your head. No better, what's our Marcus? Hey, Charlie.
Cook and Kimpaluta.
Aye.
More be at this house is also off.
At that time of Latico and
do you know, like, what is it like?
Well, let's still talk. Once again, in 2024, one of my favorite men in Kumasi, Hamanti, is mad at an artist for something that he considers as evil, in fact, moral evil. Earlier, I did my own piece on this particular story, and I sent it to Hamanti. When I finished, I sent it to him.
Mature letter,
let me see what we talked about. Where is Hammer? When I said, no, this one I have to send it to him myself before he go and see it. He says, when I sent it, he said, I said, LOL, forgive me, I should have called you still. Enjoy my side. And he came to laugh, SM corner. I'm sure Wale is laughing by now. Well done, bro. I love your submissions. I'll respond on Friday. So Hamadi tells me he'll respond to this on Friday. I'm not too sure what he'll respond to, but he'll be waiting for that on Friday. Now, what is Hamanti's problem? Hamanti's problem is that in Black Sherif's latest song called Shut Up, Black Sherif said something in the song. In fact, I said he said it in Twi. Unitras sebi. It's a street language, meaning that your mother's pussy, and I'm telling you about your mother's pussy, I'm not feeling sorry about it. Unapologetic. That is what he said as a creative person. And like I said earlier, it is one of the points in the song that many people even love. When our brother heard it, he is really not happy. In fact, his unhappiness even stems from the fact that a student used the same phrase on the teacher. That is even what is killing his soul. Like, you put this out and students are now using it against their teachers. Hamanti says he used to like Black Sherif, but because of that, he doesn't like it. Relax. Well, let's listen to what he said. When I come back, we will also discuss it.
Musician, be on pen answer. You see, no him. Hey, yeah, Black musician, be on pen answer. You see, no him. Hey, yeah, Black Sherif. Hey, yes. Well, lose some respect. Oh, yes. Young boy, what's it so? Yamia Daruma, you are making hits. You are all over the world. Wabonyumbi, or say, oh mommy this mean to say in the song. Big game one.
Wow.
Yes. Oh mommy this mean to say in the song. I was like, damn it. Yes. Eminim school bia akrebe kemia teacher ni. Oh, that's right. Wabeka say nyanka black sheriff anka. Enyanka black sheriff beka. Yeah, I'm so disappointed in that boy. Enye so disappointing. It be disappointing us. Yeah, penny for na wo memu ha no. I was like, oh can to sabi. Oh can. Engineer no so record ya man. Aye. Sound engineer no so transfer record man now say new studio no yeah no producer no so tie normal I production so and sometimes you know one here say a chain and you there obi a woni munyum bia de namu ba nza na ba be do listen and ho ne de and nam nipa bebre nsam but obi ama crime an buy.
Well, so that was Hamanti, and is that the other guys who Mark Abraham? Oh, the musician, the gospel. Oh wow.
He has a lot of hits.
Oh wow. Oh no, I know Mark Abraham. Hey, no, he doesn't need an introduction. His identity is what I don't know, but he doesn't need a lot of any introduction. Well, Ro, how do we handle this? Earlier I was talking about musicians or creatives having the license to create. As much as what they are doing is not criminal, they have the license to create. And the other side of culture, behavioral, and understanding, the Hamanti versus Black Sherif. How do you judge this?
Our big brother Hamanti is new to the air. It will be long ago.
Oh man, new to this.
You know, this morning I was surfing on TikTok and I chanced on a post that he made on TikTok. In fact, he posted a video of Shatawale, and the caption was, Shatawale, even Shatawale knows I am not happy with some of his lyrics. And he posted a video of Shatawale responding to that particular, a similar conversation that Hammer and T made. Like Shatta in the submission was saying, oh, even sometimes I say things in my song and Hammer even calls me to tell me, hey Charlie, this is your song there, you shouldn't have said this. And I tell Hammer, you see we are creatives. The things that we create, we don't create them out of vacuum. We create them first of all out of the things happening in our environment. So whether good or bad, these are the things that we create. And you see, for relatability's sake, everybody can relate to it, or anybody from anywhere can relate to what we are creating. That is the first one. Now let me come to my own. You see what Hammer is trying to fight. This thing, unfortunately, has been, whether fortunately or unfortunately, has been there from time immemorial. And if Hammer wants to get mad and blame somebody, he shouldn't blame the artist. Because the processes by which the song goes before it reaches the consumer, the artist is the last person to blame in this conversation. I know you will tell me he created it, he said it, but you see what happens to parental control. What happens, and you see he is not blaming the DJ closer to him that played the song without editing it and playing it raw like that too. But he's
okay. To his defense, when you listen to the long conversation, he was talking about getting the club version, radio version, and other versions. So yes, so
of which you see the musician also do not have control on what you play on your platform. So if
but the musician provide the options.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes, if he can provide the options and now he doesn't have control.
No, so my own is that.
But many of our people don't provide the options. I'm not sure Black Sherif has a clean version of.
I'm coming there. So I'm saying the musician doesn't have control on what you play on your platform. That is why some people even have the guts to say, this artist, we are banning this artist on our platform. So whether the artist provides the clean version or not, it is also your responsibility to know that, or to know whether you are playing this or not. So the artist did not provide a clean version.
Obviously, Hammer will not play it on his show.
Yes, Hammer,
his
mindset.
That is what I'm saying. He should not only blame the artist or not be mad at. You see, your friend said the musician said something. The musician said something. And he said, "You blaming the artist alone is not enough. Blame us as well, because we have parents that do not also control the things their words consume. We have media houses that do not also censor the things they produce out there. So you know this particular product is censored. And in fact, the musician posting or releasing this particular product, they have censored it. On their flyers, they have written parental guidance. We are not using that. We are not paying attention to that. So how do we go and blame somebody that has produced alcohol or medicine and say 18 and above, and we allow our children to go and take it, and when there is an effect, we go and blame the producer of that particular product? How do we do it? Yes, the artist did not provide the clean version or whatever version, but in releasing, he has stated the type of people that should consume this product. How is that his responsibility? If your colleagues in the media space are playing that same adult-rated product, how is that the artist's responsibility? How is that his fault? If the child gets to hear it and he's actually enjoying it, or even saying it out loud to people, you understand? How is that his fault? So as much as you want to blame the musician and your feelings, I mean, I don't have any problem. You choose where you want to take your blame. But my own is, he should not also lose sight of the fact that we also share the blame as a people. And in fact, adults also share the blame as a collective society. Because if parents do not also censor the things they give to their children to consume, how is that? And he can't tell me that the songs that he's consumed or the artists that he has consumed over the years, these adult rated songs have never been like they are now coming. They are now in the system. Yes, in different era, they have ways of doing it. You can argue in that manner, but it still doesn't take the adult rated thing out of the system. This is not the first time.
So what, you are trying to push the blame to your parents?
Everybody. No, everybody, because if the musician, if Hammer Inti would want to blame the musician and look.
No, but remember, every problem has a source.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that at every point in time it becomes a shared responsibility. But then if the problem did not come at all, will we be needed to tell our children? This is Sammy Flex here in the studio. I want to pick my children from school. They are home. As they are home, I expect them to do some studies. After that, they will surely, as children, no matter what they will play, they will watch TV. If they watch TV and it is playing and they hear it, some people like, cannot do much.
You can't do much. That is why when the blame comes, you also don't tackle it to just one person.
No, but you have to look at the source first.
Yes, but in looking at the source, that is why I use the medicine as an example. There are medicines that are created that are produced and are not produced for children. They are produced for which people? Adults. So when the producer manufactures the medicine, as much as he has told you this is for adults, you don't expect me to go and blame the producer of that particular medicine and tell me that, oh, I left it and my child took it to drink. No, who is to blame on that particular side? Okay. You understand? So I know Hammer Inti would want to blame the artist, of which to some extent, just a little extent,
yeah, he's right.
I will agree with him. But I want him to also not lose sight of the fact that it is a collective effort here. So if some people have been loose in making sure we safeguard this, and some people, and it has a negative effect, he should not only channel his anger to the artist alone, but also blame the others that are also being reckless in the process of also championing that particular cause. Because na DJ radio station, now we tune in with your kids and they play some of these adult rated songs. Who are you going to blame? Are you going to blame the musician or you blame the DJ? Because the DJ had every opportunity to either cut the song, don't play it at all, or even censor it before they play it.
Okay. Well, Chamo, come through and let me also listen to you. How you also sharing this?
This is a big issue, and I understand Hammer and what he's saying. I mean, and it is perfectly within his right give the comment that he gives.
Exactly.
I understand him. And my thing is that yes, in every society there are certain things that we frown upon and there are certain things that we allow it to go. But with time, something that we were not so happy to see becomes the norm. And some of these things, obviously, that's where we are going to. Sometimes it may not have a real effect on the people or in the society. Sometimes too, it may have effect, and then it will cause havoc even in the process. So it is also good for some people to comment about them when they come up. I mean, I remember when Black Sherif, I think first sermon. Okay. Marijuana,
yes. I remember we all had issues with it. Yes. On radio.
Xylophone, and some people were not happy about it. But here's the thing: he didn't stop. We have had Yaya KK and others, and still more, and still people are enjoying it. So
the majority.
Yes, so it's like it has become the norm. Whether you are happy with it or not, and enjoy, and you can't do much to prevent it. But it is good that you criticize it. That's why I'm saying that I understand where he's coming from. At least he's alerting people that this is not something that we should celebrate or we should praise for doing. If you do that, yes, some kids will also hear it and say that, so they won't say it. Some kids will go like, oh, we're crying there, Becca. So they will do it. That's how society is. In fact, that's the reason why we have bad people or bad company or whatever. There are some kids within that bad company who will not do,
be affected.
Yes. So I think we should praise Hammer for
being bold.
With his feeling. But the thing is, it will not change much. Black Sherif will do his thing, and people who can relate will relate and also enjoy whatever that is coming. You see, sometimes it is so awkward that somebody like Hammer, I think when the song is playing and it gets to that point, he will not feel good.
Yeah, he cringes.
No matter what, he will not feel good about it. And I remember KSM shared a story that in their time, when the music is like, when there's a music playing and people are dancing and you are a lady, you can't just get up and dance. Somebody has to call you. A man should come
invite you to the dance floor.
Can you dance or something before, as a lady, you can dance. But this time around, no can never from.
Beat na pam.
She will be the one calling you, but in their time it wasn't like that. And I can bet you at that time, some people will be furious or will not be happy when they see a lady getting up to dance without anybody inviting them to the dance floor. Yes, but at this point we know it is normal, so let's move on with it. And in fact, ladies dancing first or somebody inviting them will not be
no more a big issue.
It's not a big issue. So let's move on. In the same vein, I think words like Black Sherif, meant to set and other things, it will be the same way. At some point it will be normal.
And okay, one you do mumba.
Something gets to your head.
No candy.
You try to filter it, but there's no better way to filter.
No candy and me
you see, so it's because of where we are coming from, and our generation is not pleasant with that. Like you can't just say some of these things. But I can see it becoming a normal word to say. Why? Because even on our social media platforms and even on our television stations, look at the way they do the adult content, and then it will be circulated all over the place, and they will be saying stuff that some time ago you will not be allowed to say. And now it has become normal.
Now, in fact, TV staying their content.
All of them.
Some are showing sex positions on TV and all those.
Now it's so normal.
Last time, Paul Adomoche was criticizing how Captain Smart was telling people who voted my MPP, what Jimmy, on live television.
Easy. So where I agree with Hammer is that some of these things become normal through the media. When it is out like that, like the way Black Sherif has done it, if another artist also do something similar, and then it will be normal because it is.
Oh, but I say, oh my, man, normal. I win so anka I kwaku smoke. One gazi kwaku media netre.
You see, so Hammer criticizing
the normalization they do.
So Hammer criticizing it, I think he's coming from that angle. When some influential people in the society begins to come out like that, or when a day at the neighbor, it will get that normalization thing quick. So if there are other influential people who can also talk at least to minimize it being a normal thing, it's okay. So me, I get him and I understand where he's coming from, and in fact I'm with him on that. Just that I will conclude by saying Elko baby.
Oh my goodness. Now
let me say sadly.
Yeah, I get it. In fact, we are closing the next 10 minutes or less. Dr. Likee is not a happy man. He vexed, and it is all because as an individual surrounded by human beings, he thinks he's putting in so much efforts to make sure everybody will be fine. But unfortunately, his efforts are not being appreciated. Where people that are surrounded with him, they are talking behind him, what he's doing to make sure everybody is comfortable, they are still not feeling it. Man is pained, and that experience, I said I was going to put over this experience. God should pray for everybody to get to the top one day, and that is when they will feel what the guy is feeling. Until you get there, you won't feel it. Yeah, you won't feel it. And I want to ask my people: is he overreacting? Is he being like real to the issues, or he can manage it in a way? Let's watch it, and I pick some 3 minutes, and we close from here.
Mommy 2 weeks time me nyebi. Unye producer bi adwuma bi. Me nya mommy 2 weeks time me nyebi. Unye producer bi adwuma bi. Me nya adwuma bi, me jai adwuma na ankasa. O jai sinitwa. Me nya me jai. Me nya. Because papa Jesus see am ko fie nipa mako 50. Ana asalai. Nipa mako 50 a ombe so betwa ma o. Papa je me nkwa nipa ba ko. Me started adwuma 6 ma pon 6 me aware papa J me pray no be so ka say the work na ma obi ka che me say ase isi what selecting go for bia omon kwa na adwuma ma omo what selecting ya select wo bia da fro bia be gina say why na me nya adwuma ma no sansensem we o mo kanti no pam no ta no eno ano no betem baby adai udi so na do mo so Dr. Likee team Mayebi Ghana obia musa mayebi mabo nipa obia musa baby am yesi ayebi a twaso enya ayebi a toaso obi nso mfa me de entoaso enti akora bia wom bia no pam no twa no obia mfa ne we obia nkofan ma kire se di esi fish chese wo ya akwadro ba wo nya akwadro no ma kire se di esi fish ko ne ko yibi adai what did bia wa mo bi nso didi ye obo wa wotifie. What you say? When you be kuranya, just a mere kure, a bureau me, when I'm the secretary artist. Maria, how? Will you be Maria? How? Okay, Maria, how? A problem, a problem, and Mawan Casa. Me problem, Papa J. A problem. Sammy, the say no, me jay moano, a nipa, me jaya jumana. Ebia kakra me ye gumi demu ye aboske na company sankola ni mi enunti na ndaso ye adwuma nka me jai bla aboske ni company nya se ama oda so ye adwuma no se wo mo adwuma be no mbetima oni adwuma bia aboske wo ja na adwuma be se se me akoro ya ohu ba be 2 weeks time there me breaki papa je me face problem me face problem pa
o man no ho adwuma no mu
kola o mu ntia futuo akola no be hairstyle kakra bi no ofi say wa hairstyle onim say wa wie ubetu ni for sa ha etoro aha yem fa ha senso we yanwimu nam eno no bewe
no fa sorry o jaw mo so a enkore o jaw mo fa
right now as I'm dreaming myself Papaje ekọ 1 year we are aware me channel me nya adwuma kra ngu me yema amanfo nko a se me yema papaje a we ba na ne buofu je ana obi ko atimi hu me no obuna but nya no na me hwe
producers bi hono omo buofu
omuna but nya no na me hwe
na se me ko sha ba ko bi ono so no kasa pa o se ono won nanti ache ba wonya adwuma man da me timi mo ne di
asemi nie 80 pam no twa no am timba bi
anything I want to mean retirement here offer
oh me papa je nyama me ba bia ase me kokoko no kofa papa je abroso too much too
offer too on kasa say that
and them papa je too much mami 2 weeks time me bi se me ye kwa ye me de kakra bi de bi aboskani company na ma so masne na ma bo apart from no ano
unye producer bi adwuma bi
me nya adwuma bi me gyae adwuma na ankasa
o gyae sinitwa
me nye me gyae me nye apart from aboske any you can say company sabe o ma me ho fa na otifi akora na ye kakra de ko aboske wono ana hwefie o eti se wo mu mienu nti no me de o mu hye ba bi a na ma ye adwuma kakra sebe ya da bi a o mu wo system nim oh adwuma ne de ontimi nkase wa jai no kra ba ye dia me de kakra bi de na ma ye because papa je sisi a me kofie nipa mako 50 ana asalai
mako 50
nkwa nipa ba ko me start adwuma 6 ma pon 6
me aware
papa je me bre ebi a we nya abotre edu so a nya ye we die ebi nya abotre edu so a nya ye we die sanansenye 925 na ebi asadat ana sekawbe ana bobo ana obi ena omutimi direct bo am kakra apart from nipa amabo omudi ni nipa kakra bi e ka ho just a me anam ko create story me anam oh ya we enya
Dr. Likee's pains and disappointments. Only few would experience this in their lives before they die. Ro, yampo. Our time is up.
The frustration there, he has every right to feel the way he's feeling.
Yeah.
And he has every right to speak the way he's speaking. You know, like you said, until you are there, you will not understand.
Yeah.
There are so many people that would never they will still not see the effort in which he is doing, because one of the things that sometimes eats into some of the people at the top has to do with they trying to please everybody. That thing, Charlie, sometimes you wish you can do it, or sometimes you wish, Charlie, you go feed do and but Charlie, you are only human. There's always a limit to what you can do.
True.
I remember one time Famia also shared his testimony on how when he was coming up and wanted to from some guys. And Charlie, he said the song he was not getting. He said, "Oh, then he was not getting."
Today, when he also got there,
he can even take people's money and return it. Some he will not even return it, and he will not do it at all. That was when he got to understand that the thing, it wasn't easy like that. Everybody at the top or at every level would definitely face something like this. So for his frustration there, I understand, and in fact, I am even happy he is talking about it.
Yes.
He's even venting it out. So that the people who are coming at him would know that Charlie, he is not a savior. He is not the one to come and save everybody. Even if he is saving somebody, there is even a limit to what he can do or what he is doing. So yes, if you are not pleased with his ways, if you are not pleased with the way he is doing it, find another way and go and do whatever you think you can do. It's as simple as that. If his strength is not reaching you, his strength is not reaching you, and that is it. there is nothing he himself can do about it. And I am happy he's saying it, because some people may not say it, and so many people may not understand, and they will continue to roam and spread nonsense about you. So at least for him saying it, some people who have sense will listen to it, and they will pick the sense from it. Even though the guy is talking with emotions, they will still understand. Like those who would understand will understand him. The people that will still say ekra beye me de ma me no, they are there open sumoja, they will still not see the sense in what you are saying. So me, I understand, and in fact I am even happy he is venting it. But as to whether he will quit or not, that decision I would just want to leave it to him. Whether it is true or not, Charlie, he's a creative person. He has feelings. Whether you see him quit or not, he's emotional right now.
Just that he will change his ways.
Exactly.
See, when people do that to you, it's not as if you stop doing it, but you change your ways.
So me, I'll just leave it to him for him to decide. He knows what is good for him. In fact, for him to become this, it was his sole decision to become who he is today. So I will just leave it to him. Perhaps maybe he has a different plans on whether to divert or not. It is his decision. But whichever way, everybody would support him one way or the other, no matter the decision he takes. Whether to quit entirely or to even change his ways or divert to a different field. That is solely to him. But to the people that are coming after him there, if they come, and I like the stance that he's taking, if they come, he should give it to them square and fair, so that they will know that, Charlie, on this highway, it is not as you want to bring it.
We're not joking.
No. It is no.
50 people are waiting.
It is not play. It is not play. And some of these things, when you don't say it, so many people will not understand. It's a Obi a number 15 and Obi a number 12. Or my pressure is on a number 2. Or my pressure is on a number 2. So for you to talk about it, let people know that challenge go for 15 and want me so. Obi better as you say, and you say 15 and I say I'm the 59.
Besides, and conform needing just schedule.
Yes. These are people who want him directly. We are direct. So you can imagine.
Easy. Chemo, close the show for us.
Oh, this is sad sometimes. But yeah, people at the top, and I'm mostly more facing some of this. And
And
will be feeling papa. And it will get to this point when you are like that. In fact, from the beginning, I know who say, hey, doctor, I can do on this hour, or so your bayama, onya, and or move Felisa. They will know, say, or the bass or person, or bayama, or onya, no matter what, we won't mean any shame. Onya, but ne di mean and how what treat you or yes, it's like I'll do it for everybody. Look at this, they say I was saying, 50 people waiting for him
on standby.
And then the crowd just say, my 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, there's will be used to 2 weeks, as services I have 50.
50 sets in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. And so yes, I have 50 now. Now, Obabe changing the plans based on the way our Cassans are not person. Say, or is it all the mommy 2 weeks? 50 people are waiting for me. After that, I'll
quit.
And you know, or so 50 now air train. And I'll tell the customer 50 now air train. Okay, if you are on the sacred story no more, the guy is exhausted. What bread?
No, it's on a more crash out.
What bread?
Because most of these people come without script.
Who send baby creative stories? I just am my
own. All the stories are about him. And don't know idea now. Yes.
No, I am. And still they don't appreciate it. Or more appreciating it, or more benefiting what they think they deserve. Or more to the more what benefit. Every crow on the car say, or more wine a mini be manida. why you be a mom da but omunya nye de omuji. The omunya satisfied with what you have done for them for now. And only issue for me, I think quitting me, I don't see him quitting, but he should change his ways. In fact, on paper and tone, so no paper guy, he should get somebody or no be you see a kwanya or no blame the more like a manager beer. If you want Dr. Likee to work for you, go to that manager. So that manager no can reject you. Opa ko can do beka. Na enye say manager 9% mission manager he should be having something like that. There should be some form of barricade between him and the people who wants him. And none in the problem no. There's nobody between him like obi akon or direct. And nothing about yes say waka yama we wa nyama me ho ba nka manager bi e na okora akaka guna zunze chale we den dem meet me na manager no kwa hey wo de ne yenye ye be ye we dia on be blame manager na on blame. So for me he shouldn't quit, but he should change his ways. There should be a barricade between him and Omo Penny service, and that one will solve the problem that he's having.
It will not solve it, to minimize
it.
To
minimize it,
exactly.
And
solution
I love it. We can manage it. You trade off solution. We don't have permanent solution. Yes, that's what it is. He should find a way to get out of that. He said, "Omunyina ban ho directly." I don't know having issues like that because all the nitrimuno we mention company we mention aboske. What it means in say no per his own judgment.
Yes.
Who say sankofu no oni or amboma omo bebre.
Okay.
Be oka say company intimidia eduma be ne ma me yare hwan enti no judgment be or idea be on that there are some people who really need my help and there are some people that I may help them but they don't really need me. They are lazy and all that. Into or judgment be a why. So judgment or more benefit or they don't care. Anything as a manager, that manager will execute it for you. I was scanning company Jumaba, I will do it 247. Or more macano, she says schedule more, minatama, may or train. That's how it should be. So for me, I would advise him not to quit, but he should change his ways and it will minimize things. At least say or tia I know and had to say there. What James said, yes, and some it's not nice.
No, it is really not nice. Well, I said it is going to be a good show, and indeed, it has been one of our best shows here on Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily. Enough information shared, enough knowledge shared, and you guys are also blessed to have this platform to share yours as well. So feel free, drop yours, and let me say thanks to the team. Team Dodu Solomon at the extreme end, you can call him Chemo. He's our online manager here at Flex Entertainment Limited, and in Tidosu Digital Solutions for all your digital platforms, marketing, promotion, management, monetization, and more. Roland Amate is also from Shagzy, marketing manager of Shagzy. Yeah, as you seem like that, he's the marketing manager of Shagzy. So all the money is with him, all the Shagzy money is with him. He also works with Shut Up Movement, Empire, and Roland Report on YouTube, as well as RolandReport.com. And let me also say thanks to the production team, Digital Rasta. He's called Currency, who did our camera for us. Richie Flex is the editor director of our shows. My name is Sammy Flex. Subscribe to us and let's do some more. We have some other interesting videos that you can enjoy later. We're out of here. Bye bye.